Hello and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Lars Magnus Royce.
And I'm Emma Gunn. On today's programme.
Until I get on that mountain and start doing it, I don't think I'll really understand what I've got myself into. Yeah, but I'm excited.
The daughter of a Salford Red Devils legend is climbing Kilimanjaro to raise money for dementia.
We found out how to avoid the winter flu.
And the cafe bringing Christmas to those far from home in Salford.
Thursday's afternoon. With more than 300 games under his belt for the Red Devils, there's no doubt that Les Bettinson is a Salford legend. Now, his daughter has revealed both Les and his wife Frances are living with dementia.
His memories of his time at Salford might be fading, but his impact on the club and the sport of rugby league is clear. To raise money for the Alzheimer's Society, Les's daughter Helen Butler is climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. She's been speaking exclusively to Carrie Morris.
He built a lifetime of memories, which now have to be jogged.
This is Salford. That's me at the end. Well, Salford was one of the top teams. We'd come from relative obscurity to the top.
We either are the league champions or we're not.
Les Bettinson played 319 times for Salford in the 50s and 60s before leading the Red Devils to 2 league titles as head coach.
Salford under floodlights come out.
I felt privileged to go from player to coach. It just seemed to be a natural event. I took to it.
Now his daughter is preparing to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in January, raising cash for the Alzheimer's Society. She has 2 good reasons. Both of her parents have dementia.
For them both to get dementia, I imagine is a little bit unusual. So the family is around them, but it is such an unstoppable disease. There's nothing to be done other than keep them safe, keep them happy, keep them comfortable, keep them amongst loved ones. As they say, isn't it? Behind every successful man is a successful woman. It was her life as much as my dad's life. So they were a team. They were a team then and they're a team now.
Salford wasn't Les Bettinson's only team. By 1988, he led the Great British Lions.
Well, that's when I was one of the stages I had as a Great Britain manager. Oh yeah. Well, that was a very important appointment, really. I went out to Australia and New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. A unique experience in that sense.
Ahead for Helen is an 8-day trek in high altitude, the cold reaching -20 degrees Celsius. She says her cause will keep her strong.
My dad was that hero, and people always loved my dad. He was a gentleman. So for a rugby leaguer, he sort of booked the trend of a rough and tough rugby league player. He was the gentleman of the game, and I think he was known for that. So yeah, he's my hero.
Carrie Morris, Salford Now.
Brilliant stuff there. On the news, Callum Matts has been presented with the Greater Manchester Police District Superintendent's Award.
The 18-year-old tackled a man, threatening him and his friends with a gun and a kitchen knife in Cadishead Park.
Studies have shown that the Northwest is the most affected area in England when it comes to flu.
Our reporter Finlay Cullivers has explored what Salfordians can do to make sure we don't get ill.
The flu vaccination. It can be a bit daunting, but the NHS is currently advising people to get theirs done as soon as possible. The Northwest is currently the region most affected by the virus. Asad Al-Bayati, a pharmacist at Boots in Salford Shopping City, says vaccination is very important in the winter months.
Flu jab is very important to every patient out there because vaccination helps other people from transmitting the disease and the virus to other people as well. So having it would benefit you and the people around you as well.
Vaccine appointments are available at most GPs and pharmacies in the region, with children, pregnant women and over 65s eligible for a free flu jab. Alongside pharmacies, some stores such as Boots are offering vaccinations for a small fee. All it takes is filling out a short form and listening to a safety brief. The whole process only takes about 10 minutes before a plaster is applied and you're free to go.
As you saw, it was very quick, it was pretty much painless as well, and that has given me immunity for this winter season.
And to find out where you can get the flu jab in Salford, head over to our website, salfordnow.co.uk.
Now, Salfordians have teamed up with local rangers to help maintain one of our city's most important ecosystems.
The problem is willow seeds on Kersal Wetlands. Conservationists say the landscape can be ruined if they grow into trees.
Owen Widowson reports.
The Kersal Wetlands have been a key urban nature reserve since 2018. However, this beautiful landscape cannot maintain itself, and the Salford Rangers team need to provide it constant attention. They visit the wetlands often in order to carry out a variety of conservation tasks, including removing willow saplings that have been blown over from a nearby woodland area. Joseph Palfreman, one of the rangers, is heavily involved with the work being done here and stressed the importance of the Rangers team's conservation efforts.
So if it takes over, a lot more scrub will develop, and that's not really what the wetlands are designed for. And also, because it's part of like the flood basin, if you have lots of trees here, it's not really ideal in terms of flood water moving out of here. And for some of the islands as well, the islands on here are designed for wetland birds, and some of those like quite a nice open habitat. If the trees develop too much, they won't really be attracted to come here.
The wetlands are situated in North Salford with the River Irwell bending around it. It is free for public use and is frequented by runners, dog walkers and wildlife photographers alike. Around 40 species of birds, as well as bats and other insect wildlife, call the Kersal Wetlands its home and wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this ecosystem. And that's exactly why the Salford Rangers work so hard to preserve it, because without them, many of Salford's green spaces would fall into disrepair. Owen Widowson, Salford Now.
Earlier today, Luke Blodgett, a wildlife filmmaker, explained why Kersal Wetlands are so important to our city.
Why are the Kersal Wetlands so important to Salford?
So the reason why the Kersal Wetlands are so important to Salford is because of the amazing wildlife habitat they offer to biodiversity and urban biodiversity. I don't think a lot of people associate cities with wildlife, and what's happened since the development of Kersal Wetlands is that brought all these different kinds of species to inner city Salford, which really haven't been seen here before, which is quite exciting.
And what would your advice be to Salfordians if they want to preserve the wetlands?
I think the best thing you can do if you want to preserve the wetlands is to go there, to visit it. There's loads of really cool community groups, loads of cool volunteering groups in Salford that are doing loads of good environmental conservation work. They're always looking for people to get involved. But I'd say for the wetlands, the best way of protecting it is just going and enjoying spending time.
Well, look, thank you so much for coming on Salford Now this afternoon.
No, thank you.
Christmas is a time where many go home to their families, but not everyone will go home for the holidays.
A Christian charity in Salford are using the power of Christmas carols to help international students feel at home in a new country.
Ollie Hilton went down to the Salford Globe Cafe.
Are you ready to sing? Silent night.
University can be a difficult time for anyone, especially those in a foreign country. The Salford International Cafe aims to ease this burden by bringing together international students from all across the globe to learn more about the great British Christmas. The event gives students the chance to improve their English skills, play games, make friends and fill their bellies.
I'm from Mongolia. I really find it joyful because I have never ever celebrated Christmas before. Moving to another country was tough for me, and these people, and especially the organizers and all the Dutch people, helped me to be be friends.
It's really about bringing people together from different nations to celebrate different nations, but also being a bit of family for people who are away from home.
They may not celebrate Christmas in their own countries. I think by sharing Christmas traditions with them here helps them to understand what's going on around them. It makes them feel a bit more at home here when they understand and take part in some of the celebrations.
Helping international students is a cause especially close to Sabine's heart, as she struggled through the ordeal herself.
So when I first came to Britain many years ago and I came to study, I was an international student, and even though I came from a European country and in some ways knew a lot of what was happening here, I still felt far away from my family. Things were still a bit different. I still had to make new friends and had a lot of challenges. And I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas.
Oliver Hilton, Salford Now.
Well, we hope you're in the Christmas spirit after that.
Well, no, I'm certainly am. But we also have more Christmas trees for you. Light Oaks Park hosted a Christmas festival to raise money for the park's facilities.
Charlie Mulholland reports.
Ho, 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 everybody! Have a Merry Christmas!
'Tis the season to be full of festive fun. Well, that's exactly what I experienced down at Light Oaks Park, where the Friends of Light Oaks held their 3rd annual Christmas Cracker Festival. The event is designed to bring the community together through mulled wine and Christmas carols, whilst raising money to maintain the park.
It is to bring everybody into the park, but also it's to raise money for the park as well. So the money that's raised from today gets put straight back into the park to improve the facilities, to be able to plant more trees, to plant more bulbs and make the park just a beautiful place, you know, and it's a really, really valued green space for our community.
And it's not just the park who are accepting donations, as Salford's Food Bank had been taking donations all night for those of us who are less fortunate this Christmas.
Unfortunately, this day and age is a necessity, and generous residents of Claremont come along and donated about half a ton of food so far.
Yeah, the Friends of groups do some amazing events, and they're always working hard in the community, out every weekend in the park, and events like this.
The generosity of the local community in Salford has meant so much to all of us.
In the UK, there are 27,000 parks and green spaces, and in 2016 it was reported that 90% of families with a child under the age of 5 tend to go to a park or green space at least once a month. Parks and green spaces are proven to improve water quality, protect groundwater, prevent flooding, improve quality of the air, and produce habitat for wildlife. Light Oaks also held a Santa's Grotto, where 113 children lined up to meet jolly old St. Nick and his helpers, who are ready for a holly jolly Christmas.
You all in the Christmas spirit?
Yeah.
What you got? What do you want for Christmas this year?
Peace to all men and all women.
A lotto win.
Is that what you want this Christmas?
A lottery win, 33 million.
They turned out in hundreds to this quiet little park on Claremont Street, singing through the night and bringing joy to the world with Christmas carols. We look forward to seeing what the Friends of Light Oaks bring next year. Charlie Mulholland, Salford Now.
nice little appearance there from Santa and his little helpers there, wasn't there? And the Christmas stories don't stop there on Salford Now, because a Swinton charity hosted a Christmas dementia dance yesterday.
Dancing with Dementia aimed to bring people living with the condition closer together, as music is one thing they'll never forget.
James Holt went down to the Swinton Grand Palais to find out more.
Listening to and enjoying music is a universal experience. Those living with dementia often rely on music, bringing back to life stories of the past and sharing memories with family. Dancing with Dementia, a charity who meet once a month in Swinton, give those living with the illness a chance to live their life to the full through the power of song. Shirley and Evelyn are two women who see these days as a lifeline. Enjoying music of the past brings back happy memories with loved ones.
It's important because it's my type of dancing, not just anything. We know the crowd we go out with, we all like this, and we've been brought up into this from being young. They're wonderful people, and we really, as you can see, we really enjoy ourselves. Music is one of the things that they never forget, because if you look around, you probably don't know that a lot of these people have dementia, and they can do the steps. They know exactly. It's always there in the mind, in the brain. It's always there dancing. Never leaves them.
Figures reveal that over 30,000 people across Greater Manchester are predicted to be living with the condition. The rate of diagnosis is at its highest in Salford at 76.3%, meaning that more than 700 people in Salford alone will be diagnosed with dementia each year.
My sister was diagnosed with vascular dementia in 2014, and I just didn't know what to do, where to go, anything about it. I did a little bit of research about dementia, and we found out that music, singing, dancing was very therapeutic for people with the condition. We started off 4 years ago, and we had 24 people who came. We've grown just a little, to say the least, and we have about 180 people in that room today.
I'm here at the Swinton Grand Palais, where the Dancing with Dementia group are currently doing their big Christmas raffle. Events like this happen once a month and really prove to be a lifeline for those living with dementia.
Those living with the condition often experience short and long-term memory loss, along with confusion and difficulty controlling their emotions.
They come in and they call me Miss Tesco, because they know obviously I work for Tesco, and they're just so happy to see you, and they want to look forward to it every month, and we try to do different events, you know, different themes, and we tell them where it's going to be, and they come and they join in, and it's just, the faces light up as soon as they come through the door. I bring quite a few donations to the event. Sometimes it's like today's hats, other days it's the buffet things that we have, or I'll bring some raffle prizes that we can raffle off and make more money to do a different event.
James Holt, Salford Now.
With just over 2 weeks until Christmas, we will surely bring more Christmas stories to you before that. But now it's time for the weather, and it has been a horrible today, so let's see how that picks up. Here is James Spencer with more.
There is a yellow weather warning across Salford due to high winds. This is expected to cause some delays to road, rail and tram services. Tonight we'll see scattered showers with highs of 12, but winds should ease off throughout the night. Tomorrow is expected to be similar, with rain throughout the day. Going on to Thursday will be cloudy and windy, with showers becoming progressively heavier, with possible thunder in places at night. On Friday it will be cloudy with some showers, with the same expected on Saturday. If you're looking at enjoying the Light Waves Festival and the Christmas markets, you're best holding off until Thursday. And that's all from me, back to the studio.
From us.
We'll be back at 4:30 tomorrow.
And make sure in the meantime to visit salfordnow.co.uk. Goodbye.